My name is Jason. I make YouTube videos. And Moon, would you like to introduce yourself?
For sure. Thank you so much for having me, Jason. My name is Moon, and I produce short films and I direct music videos.
Awesome, cool. So the first question I have is uh, kind of define film producing to the audience.
Producing pretty much is putting everything together. To me, I see it as like putting like puzzle pieces together. Yeah, which is why I love it because I get to work with people a lot, and I love like networking. I love like meeting new people and stuff like that. You know, so pretty much overall producing is putting all the crew together. Little pieces together to make a movie or a film.
Absolutely, yeah. That's why I really like the role of the director is because you get to, for lack of a better word, you get to direct everybody and kind of work with the producer to kind of bring everything together.
Sure, sure. Yeah, for sure. Sorry, bro. My friend's in the back, but yeah, for sure. Yeah, I also love directing too, but for me, I feel like directing is it's along the road. I'm still learning as such. I feel like it's a long journey. Like no one can really like achieve. You know what I mean? It's like the more you do it, the more you still have to learn type of thing. So I feel like I still have a long way to direct. I love directing music videos because you can go really like crazy with it, experimental. Like you can like really try everything, abstract and everything. But when it
Right.
comes to when it comes to short film, I love producing just because that the aspect of putting things together, like talking to people, like doing the budget and everything. Like I don't know, I feel really happy whenever I'm doing producing. So
Absolutely. Yeah, one of the things that's really cool about like directing and producing kind of as you build those skills, at least from my experience, is directing is very much about like, and producing is too, but they're both kind of about like, being like a leader and kind of taking charge.
right, for sure, it's like a little branch, like under the whole. It's like you're still. I mean, even as an editor, you're still like taking charge with your vision. You know what I mean? But
Right,
at the
yeah.
same time, you're still like working with the director and the producer to like achieve their vision as well. And it's really beautiful in the end because everybody comes together and like oh, okay, my bad. So I was saying like everybody comes together in the end to like work so hard to create this short film or like a movie, whatever it is. Like I feel like yeah, everybody just become a family in the end. Like whether you're an editor or not, because like you definitely go through you know a long time with this whole team, and it's not just like one person.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm sure we could continue talking for quite a while, but I've got a few more questions. Um,
For sure.
so the second one I have is, what are ways you think the industry will change over the next few years?
um I feel like, I mean, in terms of technology, like obviously, right, there's gonna be like more advanced stuff that'll probably help us filmmaker, like make our movies maybe cheaper, and who knows. I feel like in terms of that, like technology wise, there's gonna be a whole lot more changes. I can even like assume, but and I feel like in terms of other aspects wise, like culture, diversity, and stuff like that. I feel like Hollywood's been like slowly still like changing over the few courses. I feel like even like even recently it's been changing. I feel like every year it's like changing. The whole industry is like changing like in a constant speed, but there's still like you see like a little bit of diversity, a little bit of culture, like compared to like way back then. So yeah, I
Right.
do see a lot of change. Like recent year, like Oscar, like it was an international film that won. So like I feel like it's more open minded now, and I feel like it's giving more opportunity like to other people. So I feel like it would definitely change in that way too.
Absolutely. I think you bring up an interesting point too, which is that when, you know, before this, I think there change was happening, but I think it was happening kind of at like a snail's pace, like so to speak.
Right.
And I think now it's gonna, you know, go a lot faster, maybe in a bunch of different ways, but I think that change will happen a lot quicker.
Right, right. Especially with this new generation, I feel like everybody, even like little kids and such, like using TikTok and such, like they are knowing, they're seeing so much and they're knowing so much. And I feel like, having those younger generation, working upcoming like us too, like all of us, I feel
Right.
like it will definitely take quicker to, evolve into like bigger and more beautiful, varieties, varieties of genre and, everything.
um, okay, so the next one I have is what is your favorite moment on a film set thus far?
Yeah, I was thinking, like I know you give me the, the prompt a little bit, so I was kind of like thinking over it, and for that one, I couldn't really decide on I feel like every set that I'm on is like it become like a memory to me. Like literally, like ever since I started like out last year when I started taking more seriously into like production and like film set and such. Yeah, like from the first set that I ever been to literally the last set that I was on, like every set is like my favorite like memory, I guess, because something, even though as a producer I'm always preparing ahead to prevent all these like upcoming obstacles or like unexpected things we might have, although no matter how much I plan to be perfect, there's always something that goes wrong on set. And from that mistake, I always learn something out of it. So that's why, like, from the first ever set that I worked last year to the recent set that I've been like 2 to 3 days, 2 or 3 days ago, it's still like stuff still goes down, and it just became like a learning lesson for me. So I take all of those as like my favorite moment.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the things I learned from one of my classes back when I was doing production. Is one of
Mhm.
my teachers said, something's going to go wrong. I've just stopped trying to guess what it is, but something's going to go wrong, and that was really good advice. But it was kind of the opposite. It was too much pressure for me at that point because I started wondering like, well, crap, what's going to go wrong, and and so that pressure turned into like like the weight of the world, which made me just be like, I can't do this right now. So, what are some ways filmmakers can continue to create a portfolio, like while doing so like safely?
Mm, If we're building up a portfolio, I feel like we should really do our research first. A script or something, I'm always like saying yes to like everything, whether like I get paid or not. I'm always saying yes so that I can build my portfolio, right? But sometimes, I take on something that I can't really handle, and it can just become really stressful, and it can become really like more of a. I mean, to me, like if you're not enjoying your job, I don't think you know that's a job. But so yeah, I feel like when you're making your portfolio, you should really do your research before you really like get on hands with all the project and stuff, right? Or else like something could go wrong when it in terms of like agreements and stuff like that. So like I would say definitely be more like you know lookout on the lookout and like do more research before you ever take on something to like add on your portfolio.
Absolutely, and I think that's really good advice. Specific because like when a lot of us are just starting out, we
Hmm.
kind of what I was saying earlier is we all want to take on like a ton of stuff really quickly, and
Hmm.
do it all like within like the first week. But that's
Right,
not
right.
realistic, and we have to. I think it's also important to not just manage our own expectations, but manage the expectations of others going into a project, kind of as you said.
Right, right. I guess like learning how to say no when needed, I think that would be like the biggest advice. Because like I said again, like as a upcoming filmmaker, like whatever role I'm given, even as a PA, even as whatever role it is as a producer, like I always say yes, just because I want to have more stuff on my portfolio. But when in reality, I know that I'll probably be really stressed, managing everything, and like, I feel like the outcome, the quality, it won't come as good as when you're really putting your all in like one specific test kind of thing. So yeah.
Right. Uh, well, that's all that's all I had planned for this video. Moon, thank you so much for being on, and I will talk to everybody in the next video.